Hello there and a warm welcome to SuperScreen News that takes broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinke Oweye Ajiboye. Two senior lawyers, Femi Falana and Itse Sage, have commended Senator Shehu Sani for revealing that each senator receives 13.5 million naira monthly as running cost, apart from the 700,000 naira consolidated salary and allowances paid to each of them. Sage said Sani's revelation had vindicated him on his criticism of the lawmakers. Sage said he has always said the senators earn too much, adding that the figure disclosed by Sani does not include constituency allowances. Falana said apart from the monthly package of 13.5 million naira, each senator is given the opportunity to execute constituency projects to the tune of 200 million naira per annum. However, the disclosure made by Senator Sani does not cover the allowances for cars, housing, wardrobe, and furniture running to several millions of naira approved for each senator. Some Libya returnees in Edo State have reportedly disrupted the town hall meeting organized by the State Task Force on Human Trafficking and Illegal Immigration. The aggrieved returnees reportedly protested the alleged discrimination in the disbursement of the 1 million naira resettlement fund, which each of them was promised by the state government. The reportedly alleged discrimination in selecting victims participating in the empowerment program. Report says the protesting returnees stormed the venue of the empowerment program, destroying some items, including the tents, chairs, and sex-selling funds. The protesting returnees allegedly accused the task force of discrimination in its selective method of victims chosen to participate in the rehabilitation and reintegration program organized for the victims of human trafficking and illegal migration by the state government. The judges of the International Criminal Court, ICC, sitting in a plenary session have elected Nigerian judge identified as Chile Osuje as president of the court for a 3-year term with immediate effect. Judge Robert Fremer from Czech Republic was elected first vice president, and Judge Marc Perinde Prichambaut from France as second vice president. Osuje said in his acceptance speech that he is honored to be elected by his peers as president of the International Criminal Court. Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, has denied calling for military intervention in the affairs of Nigeria. Ekweremadu disclosed this in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, when Governor Seriake Dixon hosted him and other African lawmakers attending the 74th Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Africa Region. He disclosed this in a statement by his special advisor on media, Uche Anichukwu. While restating his respect for the Nigerian Armed Forces, Ekweremadu said that comments made by lawmakers in the course of their duty should be situated within the proper context before any form of reaction. And now, Plateau State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of a herdsman with an AK-47 rifle in Boko's local government area of the state. The command spokesman, Tena Chiopev, who disclosed this, gave the rifle serial number as HC2614. Chiopev said the herdsman, identified as Mohamedou Bimini, was arrested by riot policemen on March 8 at Darfur. He said the suspect has been transferred from Boko's to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department in Jos and is being interrogated. He also said the command had deployed more personnel in the areas to restore peace. In education matters, head of the National Office of West African Examination Council, WAEC, Olu Adenikpekun, has attributed their excellence performance in the speedy readiness of the West African Senior School Certificate examination result to cooperation of all stakeholders. Adenikpekun disclosed this in an exclusive interview with SuperScreen today in Lagos.
We came up with a project which we termed Project 45 and said that we should be able to do it within 45 days from the time the exam is concluded for us to release the results to the candidates. And we went to work, and the first exam that we were able to conduct within that project was the WAS for School Candidate 2017. And they were able to release that result within 60 days. The next exam that we have conducted after that was the private candidate, WAS for Private Candidate 2017, and we were able to release the result within 52 days. Then the third exam, still within that project, was the WAS for Private Candidate 2018 first series, which we conducted between January 29 and February 12, 2018. And well, the candidature of that exam was slim compared with what we have been handling, and with that we felt that we should be able to also deliver within the number of days that we are promising the nation, that is within 45 days.
Adenikpekun also explained the rudiments involved in their excellence performance.
We have commitment of staff believed in that project. That's the first thing. Everybody in WAEC Nigeria believed in that project, that yes, it is something that we should do, that if we can conceive it, that we can achieve it. That is number one thing. Number two, we also sold the project to all our stakeholders, to all our ad hoc staff, and they also believed in it. They share in that vision, they share in that dream, and they gave their word, they gave their commitment that they were ready to work weekends, they are ready to work long hours, they are ready to show commitment, and of course, on top of that, we deployed cutting-edge technology to do what we have to do, and that is yielding results, and positive results for that matter.
Well, that is Adenikpekun speaking on the excellence performance of WAEC. And now moving on, Joint Action Committee, JAC, in Nigeria universities consisting of non-academic staff union, NASU, the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, SANU, and National Association of Academic Technology, NAT, is set to call off their over 3-month strike action. This decision, which was confirmed by SANU National Public Relations Officer Abdul Subor Salam, said the striking workers will meet on Wednesday to discuss about suspending the strike action. You will recall that on December 4, 2018, the non-academic staffs went on strike to protest alleged disparity in sharing of 23 billion naira earned allowance released by the federal government. A medical expert, Oyewole Adeoye, has thrown light on the difference between personality and attitude. Speaking with SuperScreen in Lagos, Dr. Adeoye said people with negative attitude should not be stereotyped as their personality.
Personality is genetic based. You are born with it, and nobody has a bad personality. Because it is genetic, but when personality interacts with environment, it produces attitudes. So you can develop bad attitudes, you can develop good ones. So invariably, when people correct our attitudes, we say that's how we are. Thinking, that is personality. In workplace, you have a bad attitude, people have told you even that same thing at home before you are recruited in your place of work, that you have this attitude about work. Then you get to your workplace and that's how I've been, nobody can change me. Assuming that it's personality, but it's not. But the challenge is that your capacity to be humble enough to introspect and look at that attitude and what it is doing to other people and change it is what makes a difference in your life, whether you be successful.
This medical expert also advised on how negative attitude can be worked upon.
I'm advising that just like every other human being, we should be able to objectively appraise ourselves. This thing I'm doing, this is the result it's giving. If it is continuously reproducible, what can I do about it? So the admission of it is itself 50% work done. And then, of course, submit ourselves to strategies that will help us modify attitudes. We can see experts, counselors, who can help us to modify our attitudes.
Well, medical expert Wole Adeoye speaking there on character building. And now moving on to electoral matters. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been asked to conduct a free and fair election ahead of 2019 general elections. A member of the House of Representatives representing Ajeromi Ifelodun constituency, Rita Oji, gave the advice at a forum to empower members of our constituency. A member of the House of Representatives representing Ajeromi Ifelodun Federal Constituency, Rita Oji, is worried about the 2019 general elections. According to her, elections done in the past have been ridden with manipulation of results. Owing to this, she advised the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct a credible polls ahead of the 2019 general elections, urging Nigerians to equally defend their votes.
This election, see, three things must happen. Nigerians must take their destiny in their hand. Get your voter's card. Be ready to go and vote and stand to defend your vote. And INEC should endeavor to announce the result of people as it is. Make sure that they count the votes of people, not writing result of another person. We saw in different elections where it happened. The results will come differently and they will go to tribunal. Nigerians are not ready for that again. We've taken a lot. INEC should be independent as they are. They were only fighting National Assembly members for staggering of the election. They forgot that the original custodians of Electoral Act is the House of the Masses. That's the National Assembly. They wrote the Electoral Act, and the power to amend it rests with us. We don't need any assistance to amend it because we wrote it.
Addressing members of our constituency, in which she empowered women by giving them cash gifts to start up or support their businesses, Rita said the problem of Southwest politicians is greed.
What will he pay me for me to go and take somebody's son and enlist him in occultic activities, or in the name of trying to extract loyalty? Or you support them to go into it because you want to work with them. I want to tell you that in the first place, youth development has been my priority. All the trainings I am telling you are all youths. But there is one problem. Enemies of progress never want the youth of Ajegunle to be themselves. They want only to relegate them to the streets to collect money with stone and bottles, fighting and stabbing them. In fact, as I'm telling you, they have started regrouping them that, oh, they will use them for election. Unfortunately, I stand to be corrected. I was the first legislature that moved a motion that in the whole Southwest, there is no technology acquisition center for the youth, because of the greed of the representative, because they don't want their youth to be free of the vices of the devil. They don't want it to come. I want to tell you that I moved that motion in there and I got approval from Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity.
Rita is one among many politicians that has frowned at the use of youth as tools to perpetrate violence in election. But these culprits will never reason in this line. The resident electoral commissioner in Imo State, Francis Isionu, says the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, would not use incident form in 2019 elections, maintaining that the card reader will be effectively utilized. Ezeonu discussed this at a town hall meeting and sensitization campaign of the Commission on Continuous Voter Registration in Egbema and Uguta local government area of Imo State. He said the Commission is upgrading the card reader machine to make it more functional and effective during elections. Ezeonu also said accreditation and voting would start simultaneously to avoid long queues and time wasting during elections. The federal government says treatment of Lassa fever remains free and urged the members of the public to disregard contrary informations. The Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Chikwe Ihekwazu, who discussed this in a statement, said the federal government has ensured that ribavirin, the major drug used for the treatment of Lassa fever, is provided free of charge to patients for every single case of Lassa fever reported in Nigeria. He said in addition to ribavirin, the treatment centers had been provided with other essential commodities required for the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of Lassa fever cases. Ihekwazu also said NCDC had rapid response teams supporting the state government of Edo, Ondo, and Ebonyi for 6 weeks in all respects of the response. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 6, so we'll take a short break here, and when we return, we'll bring you business news to stay.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. As the ultimatum given to the Lagos State government to reverse the increment on the land use charge elapses today, the Nigerian Bar Association NBA Ikeja branch has threatened to embark on the protests on Tuesday. In an interview with SuperScreen, members of the NBA disclosed this while reacting to the ultimatum.
The NBA Ikeja will protest what we call walk the talk. We are going to protest against that law and bring out the consciousness of other people to oppose that law. We'll march. And that march, that protest is starting by 9 in the morning from our secretariat on to the Parliament of Lagos, on to the seat of government, that is the governor's office itself, and on to Ojota, and then back. Sensitizing, like I said, is just the second phase of the struggle against this obnoxious, oppressive, undemocratic, primitive, and parochial regime of taxes. And not my word to the governor Ambode is that if you are truly democratically elected, if you are truly a Democrat, accept that your people, the people of Lagos State, are not in agreement. The vast majority of them are not in agreement with this your law, and that to have a rethink and stop it.
If the new regime is allowed to stand, you want to build Lagos with the blood of the people. That is exactly what you are trying to do. It will affect transportation, it will affect rent, it will affect foodstuff, it will affect every known thing. So definitely we cannot cope with it, and we urge the governor to please still think that is popular and reverse back to the old regime.
The people must rise up now and let those who are governing them know that this is their time. We are now important. We control the government. The government cannot control us. No government ought to be able to take them for a ride. So that is our stand. The moment the government takes the people for a ride and the people are not aware, legal practitioners, as the conscience of the people, have a responsibility to awaken the people to their rights. That is what we are doing.
Well, members of the Nigeria Bar Association Ikeja branch speaking there on the increment on the Lagos land use charge. And now moving on, Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, says he is not scared of going to court over allegations of preferential treatment offered by two power generating companies. Fashola disclosed this at the 25th monthly meeting with operators in the power sector in Akwa Ibom State today. Fashola, in his reaction to suits filed by the power generating companies Gencos last week, said Gencos had on March 6 sued the Nigerian government for alleged discriminatory treatment of the companies and their gas supplies with intent to harm their business interests. The Gencos in their suit also accused the government of conferring preferential treatment on Azura Power West Africa Limited and Akugas Limited to the detriment of the Nigerian electricity supply industry in the power sector. The Minister of Water Resource, Suleiman Adamu, says potable drinking water is a crucial aspect of lives and economic development. Adamu disclosed this while inaugurating 3.7 billion naira water supply project in Kazare local government in Jigawa State. Suleiman Adamu also said that adequate water supply for human and livestock consumption as well as other uses is a crucial aspect of life. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN stress test has shown that only large banks will stay above the regulatory's capital adequacy ratio threshold if the non-performing loans NPLs levels of the deposit money banks should rise by 50%. The results of the stress test were contained in the CBN's latest financial stability report posted on its website. According to the report, the end June 2017 banking industry stress test, which covered 20 commercial and 4 merchant banks, was conducted to evaluate the resilience of the banks to credit liquidity, interest rate, and contagion risks, which is also known as shocks. The banking industry was categorized into large banks, those with assets up to 1 trillion naira or above, medium banks, those with assets more than 500 billion naira but less than 1 trillion naira, and small banks, those with assets up to 500 billion or below. And that's the business news. We'll take another short break, after which we will bring you news from the foreign scene and then sports. To stay.